Y'all so
W- Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We have the queen herself in the room sipping on her tea, sipping
oh
on
my
her
goodness.
tea. She is going to talk to us tonight about making sure that crown is right. You know, a woman's crown is her everything. It's her everything. Not
Yeah.
for me. I mean, but some women, that crown is everything. If one string of hair fall out, they're having problems. So we're gonna let Miss Yvette Sonic grace you on the stage tonight, and we're gonna go dark and let her have the stage. Please.
Hello, buddy. Hello, hello, hello. I am so pleased to be here tonight. I was just so amazed at what Aaliyah was just talking about, and also what Coach talked about earlier, with um, the the time management. And I just wanted to say that I appreciate Coach for allowing me to be on her stage and to just present my information. I want to talk to you tonight about keeping your crown. Now, you can take this in two ways with keeping your crown, meaning that you keep your hair, and also keeping your dignity as the queen that you are. So I decided, after always listening to Coach talk about presenting yourself, I decided to get a tiara. They call this a tiara, but it kind of looks like a crown. It's so fancy. Um, I want to talk about what this presentation is about. It's to help you realize that it is time to make yourself a priority. It's also to find ways to show you how to live for just you and only you. It's also to realize self love, self care, and some action tools to help you start living your life like the life of your dreams. I I have been through this whole thing myself many times. I always try to think, you know, back on some of my experiences and things that I went through, um, to, to try to connect with what I'm trying to, tell you. And having, not put myself first for so long, it was just almost impossible to even put myself first. It became a problem. It was like, you know, not understanding my true value in who I am. And so I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't really see that good. Who is this for? This is for the woman who is tired of suffering from stress and health issues. Okay. That was me. This is for the woman who is living a life of worry and sadness. And that was me. This is also for the woman who makes everyone else a priority. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You cannot continue on with your life this way because I've seen it so many times where, women who, continue to put other people first, they start losing their hair. They start, having health issues. And it's, believe it or not, as you get older, you're going to have health issues somewhat anyway. But if you have like extreme amount of stress, which I went ahead and looked up stress for you guys. Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Um, and trying to make everybody else's issues and everybody else's problems your priority, it puts you under this pressure. Like you feel like you're in a pressure cooker and you have to make this deadline, you got that deadline. You ain't even thinking about your own deadlines. Well, I know at least I did. And so, next slide. And so, why is this important? This is important because number one, you think you have time and you don't. You don't, because you can't keep going at the rate you're going. You can't. Number two, you're tired of carrying it all. And I used to think of it like this. I would be like myself, you see me, but you see a big, huge ox. I used to say, what is an albatross? You know, you hear people say it's like carrying an albatross. An albatross is like an ox. It's a huge, huge animal. And it's like you're carrying all of this stuff on your back, plus your own things, which you don't even put your things as a priority. So, you know, just everybody else's stuff is the albatross. Number three, you're starting to have health issues. You got to stop, because that in itself is one thing that can stop everything. You know, no matter how much you have to do, no matter how everybody else needs you, once you get sick, you can't do it. You cannot do it, and you might as well stop doing it now before you even get to that point. Number four, no one is there to support you, and you can you can have the support all you want, but everybody else, and Coach said it earlier, you can support everybody else, but when it's your turn, you know, even with this whole uh, success summit, you know, I was asking people to support me, and I'm always ready to support everybody. And it was very few people that decided, you know, to support me. But I thank you if you're here and you did decide that. I appreciate it. Number four, you're so confused, you need direction. And that part right there is a big one. You know, you can go to sleep at night, you know, you're thinking about all the things that you have to do. And the first thing that you should be thinking about in the morning is, how do I serve myself? That's the first thought that you should have. But most people don't think that way. I was talking to somebody today, and they're so concerned. They're very, very sick. They're very, very sick, but they're concerned about their job right now. They're not even concerned about their own health as the priority. And I just looked at it like, oh my God. And I, you know, what can you do but try to point someone in the right direction? If they don't see it, then it's nothing that you can do. But when you're confused, you know, you need somebody to direct you, you need somebody to help and show you, you know, the way that you should go, or the things that you should be doing, you know, to prioritize yourself. Number six, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I've tried that, you know, pouring from an empty cup. You pour it out, pour it out, pour it out. And um I'm gonna probably talk about this on the next slide, but I'm gonna go ahead and preface it. I'm a hairstylist, and I've been a hairstylist for a very, very long time. And throughout the years of me being a hairstylist, I just automatically would pour into other people. I think it's my ministry, you know, being a hairstylist, and as you know, a self-proclaimed minister. I don't have a minister's license, but you know, I pour into people, and so after a while of pouring and pouring and pouring, I started like feeling like I'm empty. I don't have anything else to give. Next slide. So um at that point, you know, I realized that, hey, I gotta bag up. I can't give anything. I don't have anything else to give. I need to be concerned about myself and refill myself. So I would like take time away a little bit. Sometimes it would be just, you know, like a staycation, or sometimes, and with being so busy, I didn't realize that I needed to take out time, you know, to fill myself back up, to, you know, give myself some love, give myself, some appreciation, and see about me and the things that I needed. Um, and I will tell you this, as long as I stood there behind that chair, nobody said, well, I would have a few people because they would be like, have you eaten yet? It would be so bad to, uh, I don't even take bathroom breaks, you know, don't take a lunch. Don't do the things that's just self-preservation. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about this next slide. It says what qualifies me? Well, beyond the coaching and the training certification, I have lived and walked out these principles in my own life. I have owned and operated my own hair salon for over 25 years. And with this in mind, I have stood behind a chair counseling women from all over the world. Believe it or not, many of my clients, they come to me for counseling and not for just their hair. This is why I've decided to pivot into coaching to help more women than I ever could in the salon. And after being behind a chair as a hairstylist for years, I have the wisdom and the listening skills to help women of all ages. I have the experience and the personal experience to give, and that makes me best in class. Having taken myself through every facet of this program, trust me, I have seen these precepts work over and over again. And it's something that helped free me as well because I too was stuck being a superwoman. And I often talk about the superwoman syndrome. And they say Black women are mostly we have it because we have grown up watching, our moms be strong, be like superwoman, watching our grandmas be strong, watching our aunties be strong, be the head of the house. And so you just take on those attributes, not knowing that that is what brought them to an early grave sometimes. You know, being too strong, being too responsible, wanna be the matriarch of the family. Everybody depending on you to do everything. And meanwhile, you're suffering inside because you don't have no one to depend on. And I used to do this analogy like, if I look back, I'm gonna look back. If I look back, who is behind me? Who is back there to catch me? You know, while I'm busy catching this person, this person, that person, I'm busy doing, calling for this person. They need help for their bill. Well, maybe I didn't have the money, so now I got to go and reach out to somebody else for somebody. No, it's time to self prioritize. And this is how my qualifications are going to help you. Next slide. What can you expect from this presentation? Find the power to say no. And that one, that's a big one. That's a real big one. Find the power to say no is not easy because when you say no, you tend to feel guilty because you said no. But if you stand in your power to say no, that person is only going to respect you. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to find a way to do the things that they expect you to do. And the next one, unlock that prison that keeps you committed to everyone else's problems. And that is a prison. Girl, woo, I have been there, and the commitment that you have to, to solve everyone else's problems will only keep you running in a circle. And meanwhile, some of your things are not being done. It's been months and months since you done got your hair done, but you over here paying for your niece and them to get their hair done. It's been, months and months since you've taken out time, to go get your nails done, but you getting your granddaughter nails done. You know what I mean? The next one, stop waiting for permission to care for you. You don't need permission to care. You don't. Just start caring for you. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you an example of something that I went through. I once my kids, all left the house and everything, I was one day trying to buy myself something. And do you know I had to talk myself into buying myself something, just me, not trying to buy this person something, that person something. And that that action of buying them something too made me feel good about me buying myself something. I know somebody have felt like that. And I'm free of that now, thank God. But anyway, hey, that's a big one. And guess what? The last one is ways to stay committed to what's important to you. You have to stay committed because you know what's important to you should be your first priority. That's the way that you should think. And I know anyone who is a mother um, has felt all of these feelings and all of the points that I've just talked about. I know you felt it because I felt them too. And I was talking to my sister. We went to a funeral last week, and I hope she don't mind me telling this, but anyway, one of my cousins was following us from the grave site, and my sister was like so busy trying to make sure that my cousin was keeping up till we was like driving so slow. And I just said, girl, if you don't speed this car up, and if she can't keep up, then that's too bad. Because guess what? We got somewhere to go. And anyway, she ought to know how to put on her navigation too, just like we do. Now, was I wrong? Nope, I wasn't wrong. Don't do the crown, girl. You gotta keep that crown fixed on your head, because guess what? If she can't think for herself, then too bad. You have to draw a line in the sand. Let me help you. Number one, let me help guide you to a focused program with steps designed to help you sharpen your vision for yourself. Two, let me help you finally release your burden of being so strong for everyone else so that you can live the life of your dreams. Next slide. Do you have any questions? We are here to serve you. Stop suffering alone and get some answers. Go to bit.ly/healthcare happy 2021. Fill out that form and somebody is going to get back with you. We're going to schedule you a call so that we can get you on the right track. Um, Tonight is what you would call perseverance for me because right now I'm not feeling good, but I was committed to do this. And I am persevering past, how I'm feeling to give you this information because I feel like it is so important. And it it took me years to get to this point. It's taken me years, but you don't have to spend that time because I already know how to get you where you need to go. This little saying was written with you in mind. I met this lady on Clubhouse and I was sharing my story and she wrote me a little poem. She lives in the UK and she was just telling me how important uh my job as a stylist is and how you feel, when you go to the salon. It says, when you trust your stylist with your life, it feels safe to be vulnerable, to be held, and to be heard. When my head is in my stylist's hands, I feel safe. Her name is Bronwyn Clee, and she owns Bronwyn Clee and Company. Next slide. Listen, ladies, keep your crown. Keep your crown. Keep your hair on your head. I'm not trying to get you to come to my hair salon. I'm not. I am trying to get you to get this information to help you keep your hair on your head more than just your hair, but to keep your dignity as a queen and step out of your house as the queen you are. You know, this I chose this picture because her hair is so beautiful. I love hair. My kids are always saying, "Mama, you always talking about hair." If I'm watching a movie, I'll be like, "Why did they do her hair like that?" Or I'm like, "Oh, this side it just ain't." Oh, anyway, um, it is about keeping your uh, keeping your crown, keeping your hair, keeping your crown straight, and keeping your hair on your head without all the stress, without all the um, worry, stressing yourself about someone else's issues. And I'm gonna tell you, I have 4 kids, and I thank God because I've already went through that whole thing with raising them. They're all grown now, and I have 2 grandkids, and I have even had to, put up boundaries, healthy boundaries, to um, let my daughter know, I can help you with the kids, but hey, I got my own stuff I'm doing. I do make time for them, but she understands my boundaries and she respects them. And she's really busy herself. And so go ahead and fill out, you know, this link, bit.ly, Health Hair Happy 2021. I created a company called Health, Hair, and Happiness. And it is based on what I've seen over, these 20 plus years to help you. Women come to the salon, they want to talk. They have to talk. They need someone to listen to them. And with creating this company, I found a niche that's just for you. You know, um, I have a group on Facebook. It's called Hey Sis, Let's Talk. I don't think I put it up here, but you can go and join that group. You can also follow me on Instagram at Hair Doctor 321. You can follow me on Facebook, Yvette Sunny. You can follow me on Twitter at Tight Ends Hair One, and you can follow me on Clubhouse at Self Care Guru. I have enjoyed myself. I think this is the end of my presentation. And I really hope that you've gotten something out of what I've said tonight. It is my wish and my desire that you find your self care regimen, you find your self love uh, key, and unlock the door to yourself, because guess what? Nobody else is going to do it. You have to take charge of that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome,
Awesome,
awesome.
awesome,
All right,
awesome.
Yvette, that was
Rosemary
amazing.
said, so needed. Yes, it is needed. We have got to take care of ourselves. We have got to take care of ourselves. And it was one thing Yvette said, ladies talking, I'm gonna think about. I
Well,
was
Yvette,
so
one thing she
concerned
said
with,
that struck me is that you have to have boundaries, and you have to set healthy boundaries, and you have to make sure that people respect your boundaries.
mhm, it's true. And that in itself is not easy. To set boundaries, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. You know, it makes you feel like maybe you should be doing this for them because, hey, it's not that, it's not that hard. Well, it don't cost that much. But I promise you, my bank account started getting fuller after I started seeing.
Once you start setting those boundaries.
Yeah, my bank account started getting fuller and fuller. And even with my customers, I've trained my customers to text me, because that's the boundary that I have. Don't be calling me, you know, every 5 minutes about what's going on with your hair. Because guess what? I got my own hair issues, girl. Then you can text me. So that's my boundary within the hair salon. And also, I've learned another thing too. This is old, but I've been doing this. When I'm done with their hair, I walk away. That's it. That's all the time you get. Okay, next.
Miss
Okay.
Verdell said, thank you for showing up, even though you're not feeling well. Great presentation. Miss Linda said, awesome job, Roz.
Thanks, Lynn.
So somebody showed up, huh?
Yes, I
And
appreciate it.
then Miss Crystal said, it's so good to be reminded that we must take care of ourselves. That is absolutely correct. And
Mhm.
Katrina said, you're absolutely correct. Stress and worry will cause you to lose your hair. I'm a product of this, and not knowing why I was losing my hair, I have to learn about setting boundaries. There is a book called Bound Boundaries, I think is what she's trying to say. Bridget said, great point. Juanice said, I'm proud of you, Yvette. And
Um,
Berenice said, self care is definitely a must. It is definitely a must. Let me tell you, we are not superwoman. We may have an S on our chest, but we don't have to be all things to everybody.
yeah, that whole superwoman syndrome, I did a brief study on it. It's really basically known in the Black community. Black women have just assimilated to have this S on their chest, and they want to be strong. They are made to be strong because a lot of times you are left holding the bag, being there for everybody, your kids, your job, uh, and like the example I gave about somebody that I know that's very sick right now, but she's worried about her job, and I'm like, but what if something happened and you don't make it back to the job, sis? Let's concentrate on you right now. Forget that job. I don't care if it just goes into oblivion somehow. You need to concentrate on yourself right now, and you are the first priority. And that is the first step to self-love, is self-care.
Absolutely.
And you know one thing about that, if you stop doing stuff for people, they're gonna figure out a way to get it done.
They will.
It's-
So
They
you
will.
get stressed out, prior to this about doing stuff for them, but you stop doing, watch them get it done.
oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So
Anything
absolutely.
you
out there on
first.
Facebook, Miss Monique?
No, I mean, we just had some
Okay.
wonderful people tuning in. Miss Verlin, Miss Vicky says, keep your crown. Coach Shakita was on. My niece was on Facebook. I was on Facebook. No questions though.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to make sure we got all questions answered. Um,
Well, we are going to go dark. 2 and 2. Now's the time to take that restroom break. Because you've been drinking that glass of wine or that glass of water or whatever. You've been sitting here listening, and it's time to take a little break. So we're gonna give you a little break, maybe grab you another little snack or something. And we will be back in what, MJ?
2 and 2.
2 and 2.